Now at 10, another first for former President Trump. He has been indicted by a federal grand jury. Thanks for joining us for KRON 4 News at 10. I'm Ken Wayne.
I'm Pam Moore. Donald Trump has been under investigation in connection with his handling of classified documents at his home in Florida. The former president was indicted in a different case in New York back in March, but these are the first federal charges ever brought against an ex-president.
KRON 4's Dan Thorn getting reaction to the announcement tonight. He joins us now from our newsroom with more. Dan.
Ken and Pam, Trump first made the announcement of the charges on his Truth Social platform today, and he almost immediately began fundraising off of it as he's trying to become the president once again in 2024. He also declared in a video that he is an innocent man and that these federal charges are now unprecedented and are only deepening the legal trouble for the former president.
There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person.
Former President Donald Trump reacting to being indicted on charges of mishandling classified documents. Federal prosecutors are charging Trump with multiple criminal counts. The case could be big trouble or a big boost for the current 2024 presidential frontrunner for the Republican Party.
This is the first time in the history of our country that a former president has ever been indicted by a federal prosecutor.
The former president is already facing state felony charges in New York in connection with so-called hush money payments made to an adult film star. This second set of criminal charges deepens Trump's legal problems. KRON 4 political analyst Michael Yockey does not see any short-term effect of this indictment, but does say it's possible Trump is on trial at the beginning of 2024.
Right now, Donald Trump is in a race against time. And the race is the fact that under federal law, criminal trials tend to occur pretty quickly.
This indictment follows months of investigation over whether Trump broke the law by having hundreds of classified documents at his Florida home after leaving the White House. The Justice Department is also looking into if Trump tried to get in the way of the government's efforts to recover those records. Trump is expected to continue to use his legal troubles to rally his base. He's already raised millions after the New York indictment. But this time, Trump is potentially facing felony charges which could carry several years in prison if he's convicted.
If I am Donald Trump, the one jurisdiction that I was concerned about, the one jurisdiction that I felt was one I did not want to see with an indictment against me is the federal government.
Well, it is expected that Trump's opponents in the presidential race will work to take advantage of this indictment by blasting the former president. Trump has said that he was told to appear in federal court next week in Miami. In the newsroom, Dan Thorn, KRON 4 News.